Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is, man. But I had already made a video, but I just want to get into something else. But before I get into that, I just wanted to show you what I'm eating, since a lot of people that I know are starting to call me bougie for some weird ass reason. Look at that, man. I ain't getting paid for this, so I'm just showing you. Like, Hawaiian volcanic water. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy though. But I'll be honest, when you start making a lot more money, you tend to expand your taste palettes, you know what I mean, outside of just, you know, Jack in the Box and other stuff of that nature. You know, that's not saying that that's not cool, you know what I mean, but you know, I'm gonna show you something. Don't mind the mess in my car. It's just, you know, I'm on my way to work, you know what I mean. But basically, look at this. Is what I picked up from a deli. And of course, I know some people are gonna say something because it's chicken, and of course, you know, black people, we love chicken, but I think every race loves chicken. We can't just take that for ourselves. But look at, see it? Let's get a good view of that. I don't know how it's gonna taste, but I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, smash that with my Hawaiian volcanic water. You know what I mean? Hey, I won't lie. That was pricey. You know what I mean? But it can't be no pricey than yesterday. I had bought some. I bought some Persian food, and even though it didn't have the hummus and a few other things that I wanted on the plate, you know, I thought, okay, let me just try something different. I've tried a few different things, but I was like, let me try something different. And of course, you know, people are gonna say that I was being bougie, but Persian food is good. Mediterranean food, to be exact, but it's fire. But I ended up paying $50 for a plate. Just like, it was crazy. Like, I bought like something, it wasn't even that much, you know, a couple of kebabs, some other things on it, but I bought this other thing that looked like it was fire, and to be honest, it was all right, a little earthy, but you know. But anyways, man, so basically, look, this is what I want to get into. This ain't just no food review, but I will tell you if it was fire or not. But you know, there's a lot of people on the internet right now playing on this whole race thing, and not just with the whole rap and, you know, Tiger's video and all this other thing, but there's a lot of people on the net that like to play the race thing. And I know for the most part some of them are trolls, but there's a lot of them that actually on that type of time, which, you know, as far as for the people to understand, they're on that page. You know, everything is about race. Anything that's did towards another is about race. And people like to say that, you know, black people love to complain about their situation, but in this instance, it's not even black people that are complaining. And it's not to say that they, you know, that as blacks we don't, you know what I mean. Me personally, I tend to keep stuff to myself, you know what I mean. But you know, it's not even saying that it's not, that, you know, that still goes on. People feel slanted or you know, disadvantaged by something. They tend to speak out about it, and it's not always right, but they still have the right, as, you know, Americans, to speak out about it, you know what I mean, but do it in a manner to where it's conductive, you know what I mean, not just destroying property. But that's besides the point, man. Like, the thing I understand, like, with the whole race thing, you know, you got people in here that they talk about, you know, that you need to support your people, that they're all about their people, that it's pro this, pro that, but then, you know, it's a total contradiction of what they're saying, because this is, and I'll just say this as a prime example, and this is no shot at any designers in particular, because if you can afford certain clothes and certain things, you know, get it. You know, some people didn't grow up like that, so any chance they can to wear something that might bring value to them in some way, whether it's materialistic or just you know, somebody commenting on the fact that they got to that point to where they can afford these type of things, you know, do you. But you can't really get on here and preach the whole pro this and pro that if you don't even invest in your own. Now, you know, you got people that they choose to wear designer, and if you're pro black, you know, there's a lot of black designers out there that can, you know, that you know, you can support, and then get them to the level of some of these same designers that you spend all your money with. And then you got Hispanics, the same thing. Everything's pro this, pro that, and I'm all about my people, but yet they wear nothing that's produced by their people. They will not put no money into businesses in their community, as far as, like, if it don't come down to the blunt wrappers or whatever, you know, they rather go to restaurants outside of their neighborhood. And it just goes to show you that all that tired rhetoric of being pro about your people is a lie. You're lying to yourself, and people are starting to recognize that. Now, it's, you know, it's your money. You can spend it where you want, but you can't say that you're pro your people and it's all about your people and only about your people, but you're not putting no money into their business. You're not trying to help anybody that's in your community come up. Like, you got people that got nice designs and they've been doing it for a long time, but their people refuse to put backing behind them. Why? Because they're not the typical designer. They're not Versace or Gucci or Louis V and all these other extravagant you know, materials that can put you on a, you know, give you a certain status on the street because you're able to wear designers. All they if you listen to all the rappers, that's all they talk about. Farrakhan, you know, they talk about all these other designers, but they never talk about the designers that are good, but they're in their communities. They just don't got the type of backing that a lot of these major ones go. But they refuse to put any effort towards helping them. Now, there's a guy in Texas, you know what I mean? He does that whole cake ass whatever, you know. He actually supports a lot of black businesses. And then you got some Hispanics that I know that are on the internet right now that I function with, that are really putting effort towards creating you know, platforms for their gente, and any chance to shine a spotlight on people that are actually doing it or trying to come up, they're doing it. And these are the ones, they're not being hypocritical, you know, they're actually putting their money where their mouth is. But there's a lot that proclaim to be a certain way, and they're only like that because they want clout on the internet. They're looking for attention, and so they're about their people when it fits their agenda. Now, me being who I am, you know, a lot of people know what I represent. But at the same time, like, if I come across a black-owned business, I go to support it. There was one right down the street from me in Palmdale, but it went out of business because not a lot of people put effort into it. There's too many stores around it that had a better quality of stuff, as far as like more of a you know, they had more of a smorgasbord of different things, you know. But this store was just starting, and they were trying to, you know, reach that level, and people could have went to buy because they had enough to suffice. But people chose to go to major stores like 7-Eleven and AMPMs because they chose to forego it. It didn't benefit them, you know what I mean? But, and that's why I'm saying this is why things are backwards. You cannot be pro your people and not put effort towards supporting your people. And it's the same, you know, Caucasians don't really have that problem because most of the people that they support are Caucasians, and not even race wise, because you got people that, you know, that I know that are country as hell, you know, and they're proud to be country, they're proud to be rednecks, and they support local businesses. They support local business. They put money into the pockets of those around them. They're not going to Europe to buy this and that, unless it's like a tractor or something. They came up with something new, some type of feed, but for the most part, they're gonna buy locally because it helps their economy. They're doing what it takes to help their people. So yeah, you know, race wise, you know, it's not even on that page. It's just, they will help their own. It's just, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because there's a lot of people that consider rednecks that are really good people. Like, a lot of people see you know, the Confederate flag, and automatically it's just, oh, you know, they've, you know, forego the part of the rebel. And, you know, like, some people are just, you know, I ain't gonna even go into that. It's a whole different story, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just putting out there, like, you know, the internet is undefeated with these cats they're only pro their people when it benefits them. Like, I got like, as far as like music, like, everybody knows, like, I mess around with it and dabble, and there's a lot of dudes that I deal with that, you know, they offer to help me on a lot of stuff, and these are the real cats. You know, I got cats and homies in Mexico that, you know, they ain't with the gangbang or nothing, but they you know, they try to help me create something so my platform can go farther than just the US and other countries. I got cats that are in Samoa and cats in New Zealand, and cats in Australia, and cats in the UK and France, that even though they France, you know, they can barely understand me, but they still support the cause. You know what I mean? It's like, but they support their people. They're about their people. Anybody that knows, like, you know, the whole Polynesian vibe, they're real family orientated, from Filipinos to, you know, on the Samoans, really family orientated, really about their people, you know, really respectful, and they put it out there that they're about their people, but they keep it real. They're about their people. So I can respect that. But it's the cats that come on here and they preach this, you know, it's this power and that power, and this is not just blacks, this is Hispanics and everybody, like, I'm noticing. But they don't keep it true to themselves. Like, you cannot, you know, I'll state this a million times, you cannot be pro your people and you're not trying to help your people get to the next level. You can support local businesses, you can support, it doesn't mean you gotta necessarily wear their clothes if they don't fit you, but you can still support in some way. Like, you can help them get to the next level. You're obligated to help your own. If you're gonna be preaching the whole "it's about my people," you know, you're obligated. It's not just a maybe. Like, if you say it's about your people, be about your people, whether it's your gente, whether it's your folks, whether it's your, you know, whatever terminology you use. Like, don't be a hypocrite, be about what you say. And that's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm gonna go in, I still gotta drive a little bit, but, you know, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna get this money, and hopefully people will see this and not get put off by it, and see that I'm just keeping it real, man. With that being said, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm your boy Zod, and I'm out.